Hollywood has a tandem strike, writers and actors, for the first time in more than 60 years.
On Friday, around 160,000 actors and performers joined writers on the picket lines after their union failed to reach a deal with major studios. SAG-AFTRA joins the screenwriters who walked off the job back in May. They're demanding increases in basic pay, higher residuals for streaming content, and protections surrounding the use of artificial intelligence.
Working actors like me and my friends, we're just trying to pay our rents or mortgages and put food on the table.
Most of us are, middle-class actors and writers, and we just want to be able to do the things that everyone else has in life. And
WGA writer and producer Jeff Astrof joins us now. He's known for his work on TV series, including Friends. You've heard of that. Trial and Error, you know that one as well. And Shining Vale. Thank you very much for joining us, Jeff. At this particular moment here. So we've got the actors in much larger numbers than the writers now joining on the picket line. What does that do for the negotiations on both sides, but for both the writers and the actors to have you both out now at the same time?
I think it's great in every possible way. I mean, first of all, I feel like this was a self-inflicted wound by the studios to bring beautiful people out to the lines. That the actors, there are very few writers that people know, and I think writers always kind of feel like that's a good shot of writers. Writers always kind of feel like we're off on our own. The DGA always settles quickly. SAG usually settles, and then it kind of leaves us to, in order to become a writer, you have to have a certain amount of self-doubt. But then when you have SAG and 160,000 people, I think it validates not only us to the rest of the world, but us to ourselves. And I think it's just tremendous, and especially like people, it puts a face to it. It puts the faces to people that when Jennifer Garner and Meryl Streep are out there. It's like, it means something. And I think people are under the illusion that, everybody comes to Hollywood, it's like a really, it's a glamorous thing and you make lots and lots of money. And that's certainly the possibility. But the majority of working writers and actors are middle class, and it's just being squeezed out now. Yeah. And it's just untenable. And it's, I think a lot of us feared that certainly the DGA took their deal right away, which is kind of something that they always do. And I think a lot of us in the Writers Guild feared that if SAG took the deal, then we would just be the petulant kids once again. The writers don't understand. Let the grown-ups deal with it, and then they'll come back to the writers. But now they have to, everything's shut off. It's done. Like, unless you want to do only sports with, or with reality shows with animated hosts, you got to go through us. And we've been saying from the beginning, we were the first out, and the deal going back to work has to come through the writers. But I think we feel so much tremendous energy from this. It's the cavalry coming over the hill in the face of the nanny. It's amazing.
The face of the nanny has been quite a remarkable,
amazing speech she
impactful.
gave. Yeah.
Her speech was
amazing.
Was very strong. I want your reaction on something. Former Paramount CEO Barry Diller warned both sides that the result of the strike could be catastrophic if a deal isn't reached. Let's take a listen to what he said on Face the Nation yesterday and come back.
I would call for a September 1st deadline. Yeah. There's a strike deadline. I think there should be a settlement deadline. These conditions will potentially produce an absolute collapse of an entire industry.
Jeff, thoughts?
Yeah, I think the thoughts are that there's an illusion that why aren't the writers going back to the table? The writers never had their issues addressed. Like the studios, it's up to the studios. I agree with Barry Diller. I would agree with him. I don't agree that I agree that the CEO should take their pay cut, not necessarily the talent, but it's not up to us. We've been waiting from the first day. It's costing LA millions and tens of millions of dollars every day. It's costing me personally. It's costing every single writer thousands of dollars, and our livelihood.
Yeah,
and,
Jeff.
We're waiting for the studios to come back. If the studios want to end this tomorrow, they can.
Yeah, I was just going to underscore, Jeff, because we were running out of time, that a lot of non-actors and non-writers who are or ancillary to the industry are also suffering now because of this strike. So it matters for them. And of course, the issues at stake here regarding technology, regarding CEO pay, they mirror the issues in many other industries in this country. So they're not only your concerns, but they're the concerns of many American workers and we appreciate you walking us through them.
And your work.
And I will say this, that unlike I was in the last strike in 2007, and we are really unified. We are so happy for IATSE and Teamsters to support us. The Teamster has never crossed the line, and that gives us so much strength. And trust me, I don't know a single writer that doesn't want to go back to work tomorrow. And I would go back. I would take off this blue shirt right now and go back to work this afternoon and start writing again. So it's up to the studios.
We don't doubt it. Jeff Astrof, thank you.
Thank you.